Welcome back, Vipers. Today's January 6th, and these are your daily announcements. We have made some important changes since you've been gone. So we have some new information for you regarding second semester. So it's really important that you pay attention to this or you're going to be confused. We have some important dates that we need to make sure you understand. Okay, so let's talk about remote learning dates. The entire district will stay in a remote learning schedule from beginning today through January 15th. So that remote learning means you're going to be working from home. If you are a student that was in person or a synchronous learner, or if you're online with the district, we are staying remote through the 15th of January. Now, there are some select students that have been invited in to the school on January 11th, and you have been contacted already by your teacher. So if you haven't received any information from your teacher, that doesn't pertain to you. So again, January 6th through January 15th is remote learning. We are going to try returning to in-person learning across the district on January 19th. Okay, so that's a Tuesday. It's 2 weeks from yesterday, and people are asking us, well, why don't we just come back on the 18th at the start of that week? Well, January 18th is Martin Luther King Day, and there's no school. So again, in-person learning will begin January 19th, and we will run our safety precautions and all the policies and the cohorts exactly like we did it at the during first semester. Okay. Another thing that was added was we have what's called Early Release Wednesday. Now, some of you may have remembered when we used to have Early Release Monday, okay? It's the same concept. So every Wednesday beginning January 6th, which is today, through the end of the school year, you will have Early Release Wednesday. All synchronous learners stay synchronous through the end of the school year. So a synchronous learner is somebody who was syncing into classes when we were in person, as they were given permission to work from home. Okay, so you are not required to come to the in-person learning, and everything that you access through Schoology will be exactly the same. Let's talk about the bell schedule. So if you look up here, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, okay, we have just a normal bell schedule, just like we had first semester. Now, this right here, this 0 hour thing, we have to add that in for the district, but we also are running an algebra class, okay? And right now, that just pertains to the 8th grade students that have been given algebra on their schedule. The important thing to know is that algebra will not start until we come back to in-person learning on January 19th. So just hold off on that, attending at 7:30, okay? When we start in-person learning, your 0 hour will run from 7:30 to 8:15 for those students that have algebra on their schedule. Early release bell schedule, okay, for Wednesday looks like this. And I will send a copy of this video to you as well as a copy of just the PowerPoint, so that you can kind of have that for a reference. And so early release starts exactly, the morning starts exactly the same. If you have algebra, you're coming at 7:30. Otherwise, you're here at 8:20, okay, to go into the classrooms for breakfast. And then the regular day begins, but your class periods are shortened. Your lunches are at different times. And then we will start dismissal, or you'll be released from your remote class between 1:50 and 2 o'clock. So early release is every Wednesday until the end of the school year. Let me just go back to that slide really quick. So if you have any questions about the bell schedule, your first period teacher will be going over this with you. We do have a birthday today in 8th grade, Luis Conchas Hernandez, we want to give a shout out to you and for happy birthday, and we hope your day is great. We also have a birthday from Mr. Tack Taylor in 7th grade English. So, Mr. Taylor, we hope your day is fantastic as well. Students that have art class. So, if you have art class on your schedule, you need to make sure that you either have colored pencils and crayons at home, or you're going to need to come by the school and pick them up. So, when we did schedule pickups yesterday, there's specific things based on what schedule you have and what grade you had. We had to give you some additional supplies. So for those of you who have art, you need colored pencils and crayons. And if you don't have those at home, we have stuff here at school. So maybe today between 2 and 4:30 would be a great time to come in and pick up those supplies if you need them. 8th graders, you will be doing in your English class, The House of the Scorpion by Nancy Farmer. And this was passed out during schedule pickup. The book was. So if you didn't come in to pick up a schedule or get supplies yesterday, you won't have this book to start English class. So you need to make the necessary arrangements to come by the school and get that book so that you don't get behind. If you have an issue with transportation and nobody can bring you, please call the school so that we can support you. Okay? Again, 8th graders, House of the Scorpion book for English. You got to have it. I believe that is it for the daily announcements. So if you have questions about the schedule, about algebra, about whatever your class schedule, this is a great time with your first period teacher to ask those questions. And they will do their best to support. And if they can't answer the question, then you need to send me an email. Okay, an email at slester@greeleyschools.org. Now, the one thing that I need to reinforce with you before we end these announcements is that we are in a digital age, and the way that we're going to do mass communication to you and to your parents is going to be through email, text messaging, and the robocalls for phone calls that you'll get in the evenings. It is really important, Vipers, that you check your email on a regular basis. I was answering a lot of questions through the evening last night, and all of those questions could have been answered if students would have gone into their email and watched some informational videos that we've put out. So again, reiterating the fact that you need to look at your email first thing in the morning before you start class, and again in the evening before you shut your computer down and you turn off for the night. Messages are being sent out over the course of the day, and some of those messages go to you as students either through a PowerPoint or through some kind of a video information YouTube. So again, you have to show some responsibility here and check your emails. I believe that is all for the daily announcements. Have a great day, Vipers.